It's entirely possible to do this week's Nightfall at 1330 power with almost no good gear and no exotics, and no mods. Here's how my team used our budget builds to get through the 1330 Nightfall. First, I'm going to provide a few tips for how to play the Nightfall and where to position yourself, and then I'm going to show you our Broke Guardian builds at the end. There's one for each class too. A lot of this advice is going to sound like the grandmaster advice in yesterday's video, but all in all, the point remains the same for any PvE activity that's difficult. If you stay together, you're communicating, and you focus your fire on the same target at the same time, you're going to do great. In this room in particular, it's a great place to practice closing off angles, so while we're focusing on this overload captain, we're not in a position that the tank or other champions can shoot us. The other rooms shouldn't give you too much difficulty if you just back up to where you entered the room and don't go too far forward. If you are having problems, your Warlock could put on Well of Radiance and heal everybody with healing rifts and healing grenades. For the boss, we had a hunter with bottom tree tether doing most of our damage. As you can see, this cleared out the first health bar almost immediately, and we could move on to the next part, which was great. You're going to want to hang out in this back room here and just take things slow if you're having trouble. I have on a void bow, so I'm able to take down the shields of the servitors and then use my sniper on longer range enemies. Once you get the boss down, at the end, use heavy ammo to finish it off more quickly and not have to deal with further ad spawns. All in all, this Nightfall is not that hard, especially on 1330 power, and I think it's worth putting a team together to at least get your powerful drop for the week if you don't feel that you're up for the Grandmaster. Plus, you can get materials and exotics too. Alright, first up, Warlock. He had the 7th Seraph Officer Revolver for creating Warmind cells, the Tiku's Divination Bow, which anybody can get at season level 35, and the Code Duello Rocket Launcher, which anybody can get through Umbrals at the Umbral Decoder. On his helmet, he just had bow targeting. On his gauntlets, he only had Overload Bow and Anti-Barrier Sniper. And he actually didn't have a sniper rifle on. He also had global reach. On his chest piece, he just had arc resistance mods and high energy fire. On the boots, there were just these mods for getting abilities back and health back, and taking charge. And then he just had bomber mods on his class item and a shield break charge. For the hunter build, our hunter is running Long Shadow, which you can get from any strike, Risk Runner, which everybody gets at the beginning of the campaign, and Royal Entry, which you can get from any strike. On the helmet, he had some rocket launcher ammo finders to get extra rockets, because they could do really good DPS, and he had no mods on his gauntlets. On his chest, he just had machine gun reserves, and he doesn't even have a machine gun. How cool is that? On the legs, just a discipline mod, that's all you need. And same thing with the cloak. He was running bottom tree tether, which is where the majority of the build strength came from for that big DPS against the boss. I was running middle tree sentinel to shield my team and create orbs. I was running Long Shadow. I had Imperial Needle, which you can get from the Umbral Decoder, and I had Code Duello, which you can get from that same location. It had auto-loading and cluster bombs, which is not optimal, but it was totally fine. I had ammo finders for my special and heavy. I had Overload Bow and Anti-Barrier Sniper, Sniper Reserves and Arc Damage Resistance, Snipe Scavenger, Rocket Launcher Scavenger, and then nothing on my mark. I had Taking Charge and High Energy Fire too. All in all, it's a really easy Nightfall if you just communicate with your team and put on a couple things that you can get from any location. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or build suggestions too for other people.